G'day viewers, Ivan here from Peak Offroad. Welcome to the workshop. As you can see, it's a new surrounding, a new video, and we're going to show you some little hacks or things that we do to make the job a little bit easier, and also going to run into load bars and whatnot. But in this video, we're going to show you how to put an Anderson plug together. So some of the tents, they come with this, right? So most of them, or 95% of them, have an Anderson plug outlet or inlet for the lighting internally. And so what happens is you need to bring from the Anderson plug on the tent right down to your power supply in the car from your second battery would always help. So what we're going to do is going to get straight into it, and I'm going to show you. First of all, don't mind the little camera. It's going to hopefully, if I can find my other bit. Oh, there it is. Also, before I get too far into it, we're going to do these without any specialised tools. That's why the Coleman burner's out here. Long nose pliers, little screwdriver, side cutters, Stanley knife. So all pretty much so. The two specialist tools is the cripper to pull off the end of the cable, and if you have this behemoth, that always crushes the end clips. All right, so what we got here is an Anderson plug. So this is a brand new one. And as you can see, what we have here is I've cut this end out to show you what we've got. Just let me go change to my short lookers. And so what we've got here, right now, is a spring clip that holds this, the actual tab in. See how I just pulled it off? It's much easier when you actually push it off that way, and it'll just actually fall out. But the whole idea is to actually just push that spring clip down to release the cable, and that will pop straight out, and that's what you're going to end up. So one of these is what we're going to make, and we're going to show you how to puddle solder. So you will need solder, you will need a set of side cutters, and we're going to use the Coleman, which most campers have at home. You don't need a blowtorch or anything of that nature, so we're going to make it pretty simple. Alrighty, so we'll put that one back in. So I'll just show you how that goes back in. Again, you've got, as you can see, this one's blocked off, but as you can see, all it is this clip here has to face the bottom to catch this edge. Hopefully I can show you that well enough. So when you put it in, you just put it in right way up, and once it gets to this point, you're going to need your little screwdriver to push it all the way in. If you just watch this, there it is, it's done. Right, pretty simple. The hard part is to get this wire onto here without crimping them. When you crimp these pretty hard, if you don't do it well, it gets caught up and bound up inside here. So let's get started and get the Coleman out, and I'll show you what we're going to do. So when you get the Anderson, it comes like this. Now you don't have to go to JK, you can go buy this off eBay or BCF or Supercheap, or let's say any Home Depot will have these. You can pay a lot of money for them, or you can pay very little, but they all end up like this. So what we're going to do is going to go start with the puddle weld, or actually before we start on that, we're going to have a wire. Have I got a practice wire? Okay, so we've got a practice wire here. Pretty simple. Go get your Stanley knife, cut off how much you think you need, just split it. There's one there, there's one there. And you can use your side cutters, just knock off what you need to at the moment. Drop that down. And again, this side. Okay, so that's the way. Now, if you use the side cutters, you can just, you work out your depth. Sorry. You work out your depth, you just whack it on there. So you can do it this way. Oh, where's it? There you go. You can do it that way, that gets you a nice cut. Or you can get the specialised tool, and it's already got a depth gauge on it. Sorry, I'll get that to you. We want a little bit more than that. Just let me get that open. We want a little bit more than that. Right, we'll do a checkup. We'll take a little bit off. Okay, let's turn that over. Grab the thing. Grab a little tag. That looks good to me. That one can go off a little bit more as well. So we'll just run that through, find my side cutters. You think I've only got a couple of tools, and right. So what we've got here now is a good coverage. So I'm going to put this down, and I'm going to turn the burner on. Wear all the safety gear, guys. I have glasses, it's not too much. We have solder. Any sort of electrical solder you can get is fine. So what we're doing is we're just going to warm this up. And we'll see if that melts in there. No, it's still not warm enough. We call puddle welding because we don't actually have to physically clamp this down. The weld, the solder joint will be, oh, here we go, we could just change colours. So we're just whacking some in. Right, a little bit more. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to just tin it. So it's a matter of just dropping it in there and getting a little bit of tin on that. See that? It's pretty straightforward. We're going to just fill this up a little bit more. Don't overfill this, guys, you don't have to, because the wire will it's very difficult. Oh, look at that, my flame's going down. We're nearly done with the flame. Right, I have to stop, I have to change bottles. This is terrible. What sort of organisation is this? Where's another one of these? Ha! Artie, see how unprofessional we are? We run out halfway through. Do you know what I said last time? Will this even work? Yeah, it does. We'll put this one back down. Professional, Artie. Great job. Anyway, let's get back into it. So, we've changed the gas bottles now, and we're just heating this up. It'll actually change a little bit of colour, so don't be fearful of that. Now we've got a good strong flame. We're on the go now. You can see, if you can see that. Hopefully you guys can see that. Right, that should be just enough there. So what we do, put it on there and just run that in. And just take it off the flame. As you can see, it's just solidified. It's a beautiful joint. Nice and clean. And we're going to just repeat the process again. So we'll just grab the next one. Heat that up. Remember, guys, wear the safety gear. No doing this with a beer in your hand. We're getting there slowly. Let's see how we're going. Oh yeah, going good. Right. We're just going to tin this one up. So now just dropping it in there. Right, we'll just whack that one in now. Just waiting for it to settle. Looks like it's grabbed on now. Alrighty, we're finished with this. Put this to the side. So I'm just going to run these down onto the tap so we can get this done. I'll be back in a minute. Okay, we're back from the tap. It's nice and cool. So what you've ended up with is two ends. Now on the Anderson plug there is a positive and a negative right here if you see. So you can't get it wrong. Red means go, black means no go. So what we're going to do is, again, when we're going back to the one that we've split up, is we're just going to push that in that way. As you can see that, hopefully you can see all that. Push that in that way. So we're going to put this one in now. As you can see, it's all nicely soldered. And it's just a matter of finding the clip in. That one's knocked in. And the same, it's going that way, guys. So don't be fearful, it's a pretty easy job. But the welding of it. Now, if you get really excited, you can go put a heat shrink on this as well. or you can heat shrink it all the way through. So it's really up to you. I'd put a heat shrink on it, and that's only just a matter of heat shrink and putting it on. So this is what you're ending up with. Pretty simple. You can get really complex. What we do as well is you can make them like this. So the wire that we're using, just for you guys, so I don't have to show you. There you go. We get it by the 100-meter roll, and we do a few bits and pieces. So there's the wire that we're using, and that's perfect for what you need there. So you can make these as long or as short as you want. So we've got some that run from the front of the car to the back of the car. You can make them with a cigarette lighter attachment. You can make it basically whatever you want to do. So it's really simple. It's just a matter of paying attention to detail. Now, just before I forget, there is another way of doing it, and that is using this behemoth. So this is a set of big crimps. Not everyone's going to have these. You just whack it in there, and when you finish, it just stops. That's it, done, job done. But what you end up doing is getting a dry joint, and I don't like that. I like to solder everything, heat shrink everything. So I hope you found it interesting, guys. I'll put my other glasses on. Okay, I hope you found it interesting. It's the first of many things we're going to show you and talk to you about. These are all specific to the tents. The tents themselves all have Anderson plugs, and you do the same thing with the solar. Instead of using this grey plug, it ends up with a red plug, so you can't get it mixed up. These are your inputs to power up your tents. And again, you get them from your secondary battery source. Don't drain your primary battery that starts the car. Hope you've enjoyed this. We'll try and make a few more if we can, and give us some comments and tell me what you're looking for, and we'll go from there. Talk to you soon. Have good travels. Cheers. Let me get a hammer. Come follow me. Where is it? Where is it? I'm going to fix it right now.
You could have just taken the battery out of it.
Okay, solved.
Right.
That's a little bit of anger management. Beep. It's still running. Problem solved.